And we are live, and it is Sunday night, and we are excited, and we are grateful, and the doorbell keeps ringing, or at least the Zoom bell keeps ringing. And hold on, Fiona has to say hello. Okay, please have a seat, Poo-Poo. We're going live. You know about this. We do this every Sunday, so say hello, okay? And happy second day of spring, everybody. It is Celebrate Your Success Sunday, and we are here with the crew, including you. This is Erica Rose Siegel, your grateful realtor, coming at you live from Bayside, New York on this Sunday fun day. And we have a very, very special show tonight. Each and every one of you will be receiving the gift, excuse me, of seeing what it looks like to create a legit live television show. No commercial, no edits, and nothing but love for the cause and passion and watching others and experiencing others win. And this is our 26th episode. Who's excited? Are you excited? Are they excited? If you're excited, let us know. Let us know. Hold on. I want to make sure I wasn't on mute because I didn't hear people yelling, but I feel like people are on mute. That's why they're not yelling. Is that why they're not yelling, Fiona? I don't know what's happened. Woo! Oh, hold on. Somebody else let the doorbell in. There's more people coming. And yes, it is the creation of the fastest growing Sunday night series called Celebrate Your Success. And yes, this is where dreams are made of, this right here. And yes, if you are watching this now, whether you're in our Zoom audience or watching live or on the replay on Facebook or YouTube or wherever else this may end up, we ask that you please like, comment, and share if you have ever had a dream that you hoped and you prayed would come true, and you didn't know how. And I want you to write, "This is a dream," and or share what your dream is, because this right here is where dreams are made. And I'll be the first to admit, I've had so many dreams, many of which haven't come true. Stay still, boo. One of which is to sell a minimum of 1 million homes around the world in my lifetime to eradicate domestic violence, and to bring love and joy into each and every one of these homes. And I'm blessed to say that I sell real estate around the world, and I train people in the real estate world to create a business they love by selling real estate. And I'm in my 13th year of educating, encouraging, and empowering people to create a life they love, a career they love, and a home they love. And I work with an amazing company called Keller Williams of Greater Nassau, and I'm your grateful realtor. And Sweet Pea, your tail, thank you. I think you forget we're on TV. I'm also the co-host of our Celebrate Your Success series, and I'd like to kick it over to a very special someone who I love like a sister, who believed in me and in us, and legit has become one of my best friends, my co-host, my co-creator, my inspiration, who believes in me sometimes more than I believe in myself. Let's give our girl some love in the chat. We're on Facebook or YouTube or, again, wherever this shows up. Your super savvy shopper, a.k.a. Miss Jasmine Yan.
Thank you, Erica, for that very sweet introduction. Hey, Celebrate Your Success Sunday night crew. It's Jasmine Yan, your super savvy shopper, coming here all the way from Brooklyn, New York. What I do is I help people convert their already spending into an earning for themselves based on their everyday shopping. Now, I truly genuinely have the pleasure of being with all of you tonight to talk about us, to talk about where we came from. You know, tonight we have the real honor of featuring Erica and I, and we wanted to go back to our roots to let all of you know where we started, how the show came to be. So if you or someone you know wants to hear more about any of the following questions I'm going to ask, I'm going to ask you to throw some more love into the chat or onto our Facebook comment section by writing "celebrate" for everyone that relates to any of these questions, right? First question, what would it look like to have a place where you can be open, honest, and true to yourself and those around you? Second question, how would it feel to be able to have deep conversations about topics that usually are swept under the rug? Third question, how would you like to have a circle of trust where you can work together and play together? Fourth question, what would it feel like to have a place where you can build businesses and dreams together? If any of you feel that you connect with any of those questions, then you have definitely come to the right show. Erica and I are really excited to share with all of you what we did behind the scenes to make the show truly work. So, crew, if you're just excited and grateful as me, write excited in our chat or in the comment section if you're watching us grateful and watching us on the replay. So you can write grateful, okay?
we can write grateful, because you see, the thing is, that's my favorite word, right? In case you are, I don't want anyone confused about any other words. What's our favorite word, boo? It's grateful. Okay, and you can't stress me out. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you can see the socks, but they say, okay, I'm sorry. You were comfortable. I understand. Come back. Okay, thank you. So, Jasmine, in all seriousness, let's dig in. Fiona's ready.
Yeah.
I've grabbed, oh no, I was supposed to grab, I have a cat instead. So I have questions here for you, and I also was supposed to grab a box of tissues. I forgot, but I have a cat. So if I start crying and I snot on you, don't go anywhere, boo. I need somebody to wipe my nose on. I legit might cry, because I truly can't believe we're on our 26th episode. And that's going to be gross, but don't go anywhere. Thank you. I'll even hand spray. I'd love for us to start by you sharing where and how did this all begin?
Okay. Just so all of you know, Erica and I, we actually have known each other for over 20 years. We met in college. Erica was my RA, my resident assistant at that time. And fast forward 20 years later, we rekindled our friendship, and we just got to know each other again. We got to hang out again. And through that, through us just meeting each other, hanging out, we had real conversations about life, about what's going on in our lives, but what's going on in life in general, what's going out there, out in the real world. And through that, we really realized that there was a lot of women who weren't supporting each other. Women who were starting businesses, becoming entrepreneurs, but weren't having the support from their family, their friends, and we thought it was sad. So Erica one day came to me and said, Jasmine, we were talking about this last week, since the pandemic happened, a lot of people are starting businesses, and a lot of people want to get themselves out there, create different sources of income for themselves. Why don't we have a show where we highlight and support these women and their businesses? And I was like, you know what? That would be fabulous. I think that's a great idea. It follows in alignment with what we want to do as women. We wanted to create something. We wanted to show other women that they can do it as well. And through that, we decided to come up with a show. And our first show was entitled Wise Women Wednesdays. I mean, makes sense, right? Because both Erica and I are women, and I feel like we're both wise, right? And
Part me, not so much. No, I'm just kidding.
And we started that way. And through that process, we had to change, because by profession, my background is I'm a special education teacher working for the New York City Department of Ed. So Wednesdays at 1:00 didn't work for us. So we had to quickly make a shift, and we decided to put it on Sunday. And we said, you know what? If we're celebrating people and celebrating women in particular at that time, we said, you know what? We can entitle the show Celebrate Your Success, right? Because part of it is that Erica sells real estate, and I sell products and services. So why not be able to share our services with our family, friends, and everyone else who we don't even know? And that's pretty much how our show started.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up on how we started it. And what it did morph into was, we started out as Wise Women Wednesdays, and we when we turned into Celebrate Your Success Sundays, we did realize that while women rule the world, I can't even say it. Obviously, that is like, while I think it, clearly God was like, no, you don't. While women might slightly rule the world, we know we can't get by without our men. We can't get by without our men. I should have a drink of tea, because clearly I'm making some mistakes. So I'm just going to have a drink, and it's only tea. And I'm going to go back to Jasmine and have her talking, because clearly I shouldn't be speaking. But everything Jasmine says is true. And other than the part, no, everything is true. And I'm just really grateful to have you here, because it's morphed into something so beautifully. And I'm seeing clients here, seeing other real estate professionals here, mortgage professionals here, like real estate investors and trainers and coaches. I mean, it is just industry leaders. I'm so proud that we didn't just leave it up to just the women, because we rock. But men deserve to be here too. And I thank you for being a part of this. And I'd like to now go to our next question. I think it'd be a good idea for you to share with us and the audience, not just everyone, how we created a place where we can be open, we can be honest, and we can be true to ourselves and those around us.
That's a really great question. I think a lot of people, especially during these times right now, are fearful. They're fearful to have real deep conversations about where they are in life and where they want to be, and their weaknesses. And because of that, Eric and I definitely, that's what we were doing. We were having conversations like that. We as people were just open to listening to each other and listening to what's going on, our strife, our celebrations, our wins. And through that open dialogue and conversation, I think allowed us as individuals to be honest with each other. Erica, I know, has been very vocal about the fact that she was in a relationship where this individual stole money from her, pretty much stole her identity in a way. And, me even coming from a home where my father beat my mother. Those were all issues that people don't talk about. They don't drink coffee and talk about these issues, right? And through those conversations, we were able to have that open dialogue, and we were honest with each other. And through that, we were able to discuss our vision, discuss what we really wanted in our lives and what we wanted this show to be and morph into. And after we were able to be honest with each other, then the next step was creating a format. I mean, as a special education teacher, and Erica being a math teacher too, and especially in her past, because she's in real estate right now, but creating an outline, a format of exactly where we want our vision to be of this show was really important. And we created that hands-on first, like we were right there, hours spent on how we wanted this show to develop. And through that, we reflected. I think reflection is really key. Reflecting on how it was, the positives, our weaknesses, where we need more support. And because we were able to reflect, we created a team of individuals who had the same vision that we have, who are in alignment with us, and we were able to move forward with that. And through that team, when there's more people involved, you have to set boundaries. Boundaries are really key for you to be honest and true with yourself. And this is in any relationship. And through the boundaries, we were able to reflect again and grow some more. And I think the biggest thing, for everyone is letting go of their egos. Mm-hmm. A lot of us are caught up with our egos. And when you let them go, more things can flourish.
Mm. Absolutely. So I can tell you, Jasmine, did I interrupt you?
No.
Okay. Because sometimes either my ego or just my mouth interrupts people. So I want to make sure I didn't cut you off. And as far as, this openness, this ability to, be honest and true, and you're sharing so much. The being able to reflect was huge for us. Creating a format. So many of you, we are like, how does this happen? What do you really do? How does it look like? Like, what are the things you actually do for this? Like, you're a realtor. How could you create a show like Oprah? People have called me Oprah. I'm not Oprah, America. 3 syllables, not 2. And I'm Jasmine. And we're just here helping. And I just love that this keeps growing. And we have different people on every week. And we have people watching us in different walks. Yeah. Menus would be the right word. That's why Jasmine's here. She finishes my sentences. And this format and this team, I mean, we have people behind the scenes. Eric and Tiffany are working tirelessly, capturing things people are saying, capturing the questions you might have. And P.S., if you have a question or concern or insight and you want to DM Tiffany, she takes all your questions. If you're like, what's going on here? Like, how does this show? How can it apply to my business? Like, whatever you got, ask it publicly, ask it privately. Tiffany will be fielding all questions. Eric helps with social media. That is actually part of Eric's job. He's a web consultant, but behind the scenes, what he's doing, he's like Spider-Man. You don't even understand how he gets to where he gets to. He just figures it out. So, okay, Fiona, I'm sorry I bored you. My cat is out for now. She'll be back. And then, just letting go, reflecting and growing, which is outstanding. And this whole outcome versus an experience. So many times when we're working, we actually have, this is what comes to mind. And I'm going to, we're like, we have a to-do list. Like I have to do the dishes. I have to clean the house. I have to call 17 clients and potentially make 4 offers and, sell 5 homes or whatever. What if I have this experience I want to create for my clients. I want to create this experience for my colleagues. I want to create this experience for my family. So we've gotten rid of to-dos and we're creating experiences here. And this is an extraordinary shared experience. Whether we're 2 or 22 deep, we are impacting lives. And we are listening to people, and we're listening not just to what you're telling us, also what you're not telling us. And that is something that it's called like listening in a way that, okay, wait, there might be some more. And what are they not saying that really they want to say? And how can I stop talking and listen even better so that we can truly co-create magic together? And I had to let go of my ego to be able to listen. And we all do. And I thank you, Jasmine and Tiffany and Eric and each of you for sticking here with us to be here to create that safe space. And that outcome versus experience leads us to kind of our next question, this whole listening and how does it, this ability to listen, to hear. I'm hearing sounds of my cat. Sorry. How does it feel, Jasmine, to be able to have deep conversations about topics that truly matter to you and to me, and not just, versus just kind of sweeping them under the rug because we don't have time for this. We have a to-do list. How does it feel for you?
I think for all of us who are in this process, it really feels great. Having deep conversations are so important because one, you're being true to yourself. You're able to express who you really are and able to truly listen to other individuals and really understand their point of view and where they're coming from, especially during these times right now where there's so much hate going on. It's really important that we take a positive spin on it. I know this is Erica word. She always says pivot, right? We need to pivot. And I think having those deep conversations really affected us in a great way. We were able to acknowledge trouble when we were having trouble, being able to say, hey, you know what? I don't agree with you. And I don't like how this is being run. And we need to take a step back and talk it out was really important. Being able to fully express your feelings and thoughts, making people feel safe is so important to that, just to talk back to that. And then having a person who's truly listening, not just hearing. I'm talking about like really understanding where you're coming from, what you're saying, and why you feel the way you feel. I think a lot of people don't do that nowadays. And, it's our mission, being able to have that conversation with each other. It's a part of our mission, being able to have people come to this show and being able to express what they feel, how they feel, and why they feel the way they feel is really important. And, it allows us, because we're in alignment and we're helping everyone and people are helping each other left and right, that we can be able to work harder and longer because we're truly enjoying each other's company. We're enjoying what the show is providing for people and adding value to them. And it allows us as a team to be more creative and more excited about what we are doing, because it's just more fun when you can feel like, be yourself. So I think those would be how, like why I think having those deep conversations were really important for us as a show, as a team.
Yeah. And, Jasmine, I have to thank you because there were moments of this show. And if you've ever been in a partnership or in a relationship where you're ready to call it quits because it's not going your way, significant other, you can't get rid of your family, but a business partner or any project you might be working on. And you're like, how do I keep going? Is this in alignment with what I'm thinking or what I'm looking for? And when I was able to really recognize that there were some areas of my life and business that weren't in alignment with what I was doing and take a step back from those because it was in the way of me creating here. And then also recognizing that I had to do things for me so that I could best serve others. I mean, taking on a task of selling a minimum of 1 million homes in my lifetime to eradicate domestic violence is kind of a big deal. And that means that I kind of need to be like really, really healthy, really happy, really in tune with what my heart needs at the moment. And when I'm grounded, I even have an oil. I think it's called grounding, or maybe it's calming. What does it say? Hold on, what's it say? Grounding. Interesting. It says grounding. So when I'm that allows us to come together and make up more of an impact, which is what we're here for. You know, anybody can sell a bunch of houses. I'm looking to put joys in homes and joys in businesses. Joys? I don't know, whichever those words. I'm not an English teacher. I sell real estate. So correct me or not. But going back to us and what we're here to do, you know, we're here to help people make money, make an impact, make a difference, have fun, and create a passion project that's going to allow all of that and so much more. And for you, Jasmine, I'd love if you could share with us. And again, no question is a silly question. Feel free in any business relationship, if you want to know how we got through or what our biggest struggle was, go ahead and ask. We're going to be behind the scenes in a little bit with more information, but we're happy to answer anything. And Jasmine, going back to you, can you share about how you and I are co-creating a circle of trust where we can work and play together?
Well, that correlates to what I kind of already said, but having an open discussion, I think that was really key. A lot of people don't have open discussions, and through having open discussions, we were able to have clear structures in place and clear agreements with one another about what our job is and what we need to do and how we want to impact the world and how we want to impact people who are just watching our show just for fun, or watching our show because they want to grow their business, or watching their show because they genuinely at this point in their life need something that is positive and need something out there where they can feel comfortable and come to a place where that they can talk and share their thoughts and beliefs and feelings, right?
Yeah.
You know, examples of how we offer massive value in turn. We want to make sure that we have different guest speakers that come on to our show to provide massive value to our viewers, right? We want to make sure that anyone who's watching the show genuinely can find information that they need at that moment when they need it.
Mm.
You know, with that being said, a lot of people also, like you mentioned, want to know like how we're doing it. What are we doing? And, you know, how we help our guest speakers. Obviously, we want to highlight them, highlight our guest speakers and introduce them to our family and friends and introduce them to our world. Right. And the way we do that with our show is, you know, helping our guest speakers with creating questions for their show, right? Help creating an invite, help people, you know, helping people use social media. I know in the beginning, social media, I thought it was very basic for me, but there's so much more involved that a lot of people probably don't even realize, you know. Helping our guest speakers with their Q&As, speaking to guest speakers, making sure that they're prepared, and, you know, helping them write recap emails that I think are really important to get their word out, to get their word to our world, to our people, you know, and definitely making things fun, because if you're going to do something and it's going to be a passion project, it should be fun, because that's time that you're spending that you could be doing other things, right? So I would say those are like the main key things that helps create a circle of trust and, you know, being able to work together and play together.
Well, and with working together and playing together, I would just out of curiosity, because you make it sound so simple. You're like a little Q&A, a little recap email, a little social media, helping little guest speakers, little clear agreements, little structures, little discussions. Like, about how many hours do you think you put into the show in a given week?
At least a minimum, I would say a minimum of 15 hours, because there's a lot of behind the scenes that people don't see that make this whole show run. And to run smoothly is really important to everyone on this team.
Yeah. So at least 15 hours. And then I know you're not the only one that's working on the show, right? Like, yeah. We're just talking one human, one co-host that's doing 15 hours a week. And if you are like, wait, I don't get it. Like, what could she possibly be doing in 15 hours? And why is that needed and wanted? And what could that do for my business? And maybe I'd like to do something like this, but like how? You might want to stick around. We'll be here till 8:50. We're going to be hopping off in a little while and going behind the scenes, but I just want you to know that this actually takes a village. And it wasn't always fun because I was doing this thing called seagull management. Unfortunately, that is a thing. And it is where you like manage and you dictate and you're like, you go here and you go here and you like boss around. And then people want to leave you. And then I let the seagull go. I'm still a seagull, but I don't manage that way anymore. So let that bird fly away. And I'm actually recognizing, which is way more fun for people. And I am recognizing the value of asking people how they want to contribute, what interests them, and what it would like. That's what we're doing. We're actually going to have a business meeting on Wednesday with our team and Eric and Tiffany and other people that might be interested in co-creating with us. We can, have a conversation offline. Dolph is interested. There are people here on the show I know are sitting here specifically because they want to speak on our stage. They want to be involved and add value to the world. And I'd like everyone to know, what would it feel like to have a place where you can come together, and what does it feel like to have a place where you can come together to co-create extraordinary opportunities, to build businesses and dreams together? What does it feel like, Jasmine?
It feels fabulous, actually. Watching people rise and shine, as a special education teacher, I also feel that way when I work with my students and they grow and they get that light bulb that happens. I also feel that way with the people that we work with. Watching people rise to the occasion and shine is so important. Lifting women and men up to show their full potential is so key. Like Eric's growth, being able to come out of his shell and really talk to people and work with like the social media aspect of it. Because, as a web consultant, you don't need to do that. As a web consultant, you're connecting people, right? You're a connector. But in this situation, he's working behind the scenes, he's doing the hard the gritty work, watching Tiffany grow. Like she was just someone who came and supported us, but her opening up our eyes to more self-care, opening up the way that we should view things and look at things in a different light, so important to us, And, I think watching you and I grow, I think that was really key, important too, because we've grown in so many different ways and at so many different levels, and it's been really fast, has been important. I know for both of us, this has been it's our baby, and it's growing nicely, and we love seeing it, and the best part of it all is that we're working together behind the scenes and like in the front lines too, right? And the best part is that we have common goals, that we're coming together to help each other achieve these goals. And either it's your win, my win, Tiffany's win, Eric's win, anyone who's on this call tonight, if you're winning, and we can be here to support you, or vice versa, I think that's a win-win situation. So making sure that we're helping ourselves and helping each other is so important for co-creation.
Absolutely. Helping ourselves and co-creating. And that's why we called the show Celebrate Your Success, because when you win, we win. It's about us. And watching the guest speakers thriving, like you're in the Zoom audience, you're on Facebook, and you take something, you apply it, and you come back and tell us, wow, this is really helpful. Thank you. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, wherever it ends up, go ahead, share it with your friends and family. We love it. And now I want to kick it back to Jasmine, because I think this is where she writes the show. I just kind of stick on. No, I'm here. I know, but she takes the lead. Jasmine, I think we do the Q&A right now. So normally, just so you know, it's like Jasmine and I interviewing someone, but we decided after 26 shows, we wanted to let you guys know what it looks like to be us and to be creating with us. And I think there's a few questions we're going to answer publicly. Then we're going to wrap up, and then we're going to hit the road, Jack. We're going to go behind the scenes. So if you want to get the nitty gritty and see our inside and our guts, you can stick around. Jasmine, what do we got?
So obviously it's time for our Q&A section of the show. So Tiffany, can you share with us a few questions, one or two, that our audience members had. And FYI, for everyone who's watching on the replay, because we know that there are a lot of people watching on Facebook, we'll be moving into our exclusive private Q&A soon after the show. So if you're watching on Facebook Live and want to go behind the scenes with our guest speaker, which is Erica and I, or talk about our upcoming shows, perhaps learn more about how you can create a show like this, definitely click on our registration link. I know Eric will be dropping that link for everyone on our Facebook. All right. So go ahead, Tiffany.
Right. So the first question is about staying motivated and never losing hope. And what do you do when you tend to second guess and doubt yourself? What was the biggest struggle in getting things started?
So that's a multiple part question. So let's do, Jasmine, do you want to answer the first part? I'll do the second part.
Okay. So wait,
I
Tiffany,
made that
let's go
up,
back.
Yes.
How do I keep motivated, correct? I think that's the question. I think motivation is key. And I think the way I have stayed motivated is, one, obviously talking to Erica and talking to Tiffany and talking to Eric, talking to the team has been really important to stay motivated, and knowing what your true outcome is. You know, when you do something not for yourself, but when you do something that you know can help others, is a really big motivating factor. I know for myself, knowing that I can help someone in any way, either just be a listening ear or giving ideas or just being, a person to like just, like a board that, that you could just throw off your thoughts, your feelings off of. I definitely think keeps me motivated. And knowing that if a one person, not even 10, 20, hundreds, thousands, but if one person leaves our show saying, wow, I really got something and this is going to help my life and make my life better, that's what matters to me. That's what actually keeps me motivated and keeps me pushing to want to continue making this show even better with Erica and Tiffany and Eric.
Yeah, I agree, Jasmine. And just that constant never-ending improvement. And for the question, and I get better because of you, because of all of you. And that I love the next question because it asks, how do you not lose hope? So let me tell you, not only have I lost hope, I've lost patience, I've lost my mind. Let's be real here. Like I could count on at least one hand how many people I've cried in front of. And it was like on the first time ever speaking to them, like, well, let's just talk about JR. And then hold on, I think Peter, the first time I spoke to you, I cried. Dolph, I don't know if I cried today, but I was close to it. Eric has seen me cry, Tiffany's seen me cry, Jasmine's seen me cry multiple times. Olga, oh boy. Ivory, I'm sure seen me cry in front of people. I don't know who CF is. I probably know who you are, but show your face again. David, I've probably got, okay, so I cry, right? Like I lose hope. And the way that I don't lose it forever. Because when I do, it's no good, right? I actually count on my people. I count on my team. And each and every one of you sitting in the Zoom audience, sitting on Facebook, sitting on YouTube, and listening and applying what you're learning here and then saying, hey, I have a value to add. That's how I keep the hope going. Because I cannot sell a minimum of 1 million homes in my lifetime to eradicate domestic violence, to put joy and sunshine and without each and every one of you. And the biggest struggle, like in getting things started, is actually believing in yourself and believing in your mission, believing that it's possible, believing that you're worth it, believing that the people in front of you, no matter what, are going to stay by you, and actually believing that it's okay that some people don't. I never had this question before, so I'm kind of making it up on the spot, and it's like coming from my heart. It's okay that if not everybody stays on for the ride forever. It's okay to let go of the people that no longer in alignment with you. It's okay. And it's okay. And actually not like having faith, like truly believing in a power higher than yourself so that you can keep going. And then pouring that back into the people and thanking them, pouring infinite gratitude to people. Your success is my success. And actually being grateful, not just like righteous because you did more work on a given week or because you think you know better, but truly like keep moving forward and remember why you started. yeah, I'd say that is, I think we answered the question. If you want more, whoever asked that, let us know if there's anything else you still have for that. And Tiffany, was there another question that you wanted to share publicly, or should we actually start to wrap up and then go private? What are your thoughts, Tiffany?
I think we can maybe deal with what's the biggest struggle in getting the show started.
Oh,
And just a quick on that, but then we can expand upon it when we move into the after hours.
the biggest
Yeah.
show started. Jasmine, what do you got? Like,
I would say the format.
oh, yeah.
The show. I think when people want to start a show, they're like, okay, I'm just gonna go live on Facebook. Boom, here's my show. But I think the actual getting together of how you want the show to look, the format of and the flow of it is really important. So having an outline is really key. Knowing where you go, times, right? Because we want to make sure that we let everyone know exactly where we're at, so that they know how long that they can be on the show for, and like what they're going to be doing for the show. So a format is really important. And I think if you're going to start any kind of show, is either it be a podcast or whatever, you need to make sure that you know exactly how you want to do it and what you want to do.
I agree. We are in alignment, young lady. All right. So I think, let me just see. I think we are actually looking at time here, and I want to make sure we promise to get you out and back home, or at least out of Zoom in 13 minutes. So we're gonna wrap up in just a moment, and I want to let you folks know that this is the point in the show where if you're not in the room, hold on, put my signs down. If you're not in the room, you're missing out, because in addition to getting an exclusive Q&A, question and answer with us, you'll also be receiving a recap of our show, which, if you ask me, is worth at least $1,000, as it's jam-packed with notes, resources, and it's compiled by our co-host, Jasmine Yen, and our Chief Magic Officer, aka Spider-Man, Eric Fong. And let's not forget Tiffany and all the value that she adds. So Jasmine, what do we need to do to wrap up the show? Because you're in charge again.
Yeah. So, yes, Erica, the link, I just want to make sure that we put the link, our bit.ly, in the audience, the chat, and on Facebook. And if you loved what you heard, we ask that you share the love and share this video and link to register for our upcoming shows. We want to share the wealth. We know that there are tons of you who would just love a place to celebrate your success. Or perhaps you just know someone that would add tremendous value to all of us and to the show. So please share our information. Share our link tree. I always say this wrong, / Celebrate Your Success. And let's schedule a meet and greet for anyone who has real estate needs, or anyone in the world who wants to convert their everyday spending into an earning for themselves. We could share that. Tiffany will be posting that, and share questions or resources, feedback, whatever you want to hear, because it takes a true village to create this show. And this is, like I said, our passion project, and that requires all hands on deck. So anyone who wants to add value to the people in their lives and want to help our show, definitely join us. And also, we're looking for Clubhouse moderators, so individuals who have iPhones. So Erica, you can share more about that.
Yeah, so if anyone's ever been on Clubhouse, you can get stuck there. It's kind of like this little vortex of energy sucking, and you can just get stuck in oh my gosh, I'm on a stage and somebody wants to talk about something. It's kind of like going to 500 homes or talking to 500 buyers and none of them want to buy, but you're just kind of trying to navigate where the right person is that wants to do business with you. So we're looking for someone who is interested in actually co-creating this show with us, who wants to have access to our community that is growing. We have, I think, 175 people currently registered. Different ones show up for different shows, and who wants to help us get this on Clubhouse, because the more people that hear this message, the more lives we can impact, the more money we can make, the more fun we can have. I don't know, more, and life is better when we're together. I know that. And thank you, Jasmine, for that. And just a friendly reminder, my name is Erica Rose-Siegel. I am your Grateful Realtor, and you're looking at Jasmine Yan, who's your super savvy shopper. We're going behind the scenes. And P.S., if you have any business you run any business, I want you to know having a group of people together in one room is the greatest way to exponentially grow your business, because then you get to speak with multiple people. It's kind of like an open house, but not. So that's why we're going to go behind the scenes right now to have a little bit more, because we're going to open up the curtain and show you what is up. But before we do that, I want to let you know that we are signing off for now, but not forever. See you next Sunday on April 4th at 8 o'clock. Yes, that's Easter Sunday. Passover, I think, as well, last night. And we'll be together on Zoom. Not next Sunday, because Jasmine's going to be out of town with Eric. And in 2 Sundays from now, where we're going to be sharing how you can get your home ready to sell for top dollar in the spring market and on a budget. Someone's writing to me. So good night for now, not forever, just until next time. Have a beautiful evening, Facebook, and we will see you behind the scenes. Bye, guys.